So I've been giving this a lot of thought lately. And okay, so is it possible that the ESPLR, that's the sex workers' rights, um, organization, is it possible that maybe it's a kind of a good thing that the courts didn't rule in our favor, and is it kind of a good thing in a way that we didn't have what we really wanted, which was decriminalization? I know that sounds crazy, but think about it. Wouldn't it be better to be illegal as we are versus legal and strictly regulated? I mean, I don't want to be like so regulated that I'm like, regulated right out of my house and overtaxed and forced to work in some brothel for a mean pimp that makes me work 24/7 and takes more than half my money, like they have in Nevada. I don't want to work like that. I mean, yeah, sure, when you're young and you don't mind getting woken up all hours of the night and getting sleep deprivation, and if you're really busy and you can just make tons of money and then retire or something. But I don't want to work like that. I don't like that. I don't want to be, told every little thing what I can and can't do, or, you know, worried that I could lose my job, or worried that I could, be like fined and forced out of my own house, and only forced to work in certain areas, or for people I don't want to work for, and give a lot of my money to people I don't, want to give my money to, or and it'd be a lot worse for a lot of other people, because there's a lot of people that probably would make no money in a brothel. And then what are they going to do? I mean, because the thing is, if we ever do get decriminalized, well, you know what the media is going to do with that, don't you? They're gonna play us like a fiddle. Any little bad thing that happens, any little thing, and they're gonna blow it way out of proportion. I'll give you an example. So let's say it's decriminalized. And let's say that a sex worker is working out of her own house and she gets a bad client. And let's say for whatever reason, it makes the news. Well, at that point, they're going to start pushing for, regulating us out of our houses or something. And they're going to make a big old fuss and stink about it, and lie about it, and say how dangerous it is that we're bringing, the criminal element into the neighborhoods, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I can just hear it right now. It'd be like reefer madness all over again. Talk about the sex trafficking madness. I mean, this would be like, the decriminalization madness, where they would just blow everything way out of proportion, and they'd get people on camera to lie and say, oh yeah, these sex workers in our neighborhood, and they're bringing all kinds of people into our, dangerous people, and we're finding condoms and blah, 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 and all this stuff. I mean, I can just hear it right now. That's exactly what they would do. So is there any hope for us? Well, we need to change public perception. That's the main thing. Sex workers should have, or we need to organize, and we need to have our own media, and we need to put a really good light on us and have control over the media. Will that ever happen? I don't know, because the only hope I really see is that public perception over time will just change on its own, and they will become disinterested in it. Like, it won't mean anything anymore. Or maybe like the mainstream media will just like either go away, or maybe, be regulated in a way not to lie anymore. Wouldn't that be great, to have a media that doesn't lie anymore? Oh man, that would be so great. Yeah. Other than that, it's just, we need to really change public perception so that they don't listen to all the bullshit and don't pay any attention to it, and don't, try to pass laws against us and stuff like that. Otherwise, that's exactly what would happen. So, I mean, myself, I would rather work illegally than be highly regulated right out of my own home, and forced to work for some mean pimp or something in a brothel. I mean, when I worked in Australia in the brothels there were some that were okay, but there were others that were horrible to work at. And a lot of times the ones that weren't so great to work at, that were uncomfortable, they give you these hard chair, like these wooden chairs that you sit on, like, oh, I don't know if you know about this, but back in the 60s, the schools, they used to make children sit on these really hard wooden chairs. I think now maybe they're just plastic, but the ones back then were very uncomfortable. Not to get off topic, but there was a brothel like that, and they wasn't like comfortable couches to sit on. You'd be sitting on hard chairs all day. And even the ones that were comfortable to work at, where they give you couches and a television, a lot of times you'd be sitting in a room with people that smoke or cough, and they'd cough on you, or you just get bored sitting there, and you'd be thinking to yourself, man, like, why can't I just be at home? Because you'd just be sitting there all day. I don't want to work like that. So yeah, I'd rather be illegal then, because again, before we have decriminalization, we really need to work on public perception of us. And one of the ways we can do that, or one of the ways that might just happen organically, is with apps, pay to date apps. They have one called Ooh La La in New York City, and it launched several years ago. And I'm just waiting for it to get popular, because really that's what we need. We need, first of all, we need to kind of normalize, getting paid to date. And with this app, because it's not illegal, there's nothing illegal about going on a date with someone and getting paid for that, and you can, whatever you do in your privacy is your own damn business, of course. So yeah, that's what we need, pay to date apps to end the stigma against us and create an environment for us where we're not criminalized, because again, it's not illegal to for the paid dating apps. There's no, as of now, there is no laws against that. Yeah, but you never know. Take care.